What's going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of the Mars Strike. Right, and welcome back to another episode of awards season, literally. Sorry about the lack of uploads. I've been busy with work lately, but we are back. And the film we are now talking about in this episode, which is episode 3, is Gladiator 2. Now, I love the first Gladiator film. That was an incredible film. Back in the 90s, I think it was one of the best 90s films. You could actually say this was a decent film. I love Gladiator 1 myself. But did it need a sequel? If after like a few years after the first Gladiator film, yes. But did it need it now? No, it didn't. Because now now we're in a different generation. Now I believe that this generation now doesn't understand what this film's about. But my honest opinion, Gladiator 2, it was good. It was not great. The cinematography was fantastic. The music was spot on. Like, there's a lot of things you could say, really. But the script, I think in my honest opinion, the script was kind of rushed. That's what I think. I think the script was kind of rushed and, like, it needed to be looked over a little bit more. But the casting, in my opinion, the casting was spot on. Like, they chose the right people for this film, and I liked it at the end of the day. But yeah, let's move on to the cast. Starting with Paul Mescal, who played Lucius. Now, a little bit more into context with this character. At the end of Gladiator 1, Lucius was sent away because thanks to the king now being killed in battle, Lucius was now the royal heir to the throne. So his mother, Lucia, had the idea of taking him and removing him from that example because I think she didn't want him to be like the king before. So he got, let's just say, grown up in quite a few places here and there. He was trying to avoid the royal guards 2-3 times, but he found love. He found a place inside a small island just on the outskirts of Rome, of Italy. Unfortunately, his wife was unfortunately shot by an arrow in the film. Which, in honesty, doesn't surprise me. He's looking for revenge now. And that's what I think. But Paul Mescal, as his character, he played it spot on. Like, he played it just fantastically. His acting was spot on. Like, in honesty, Russell Crowe, who played the father of Lucius, literally, he's played it fantastically as best, maybe. Probably not better as Russell Crowe, because for me, Russell Crowe in Gladiator 1 was incredibly perfect to perfection. But he done it well enough to make this film enjoyable. Then we go on to Oscar Award nominated, Oscar Award winning, and Golden Globe Award nominee and probably winning, Denzel Washington. Is there more to say about this person? This guy, in honesty, is a part of the Mount Rushmore of films. The films he was in, it was fantastic. And what I heard he was in this film, this caught my eye because literally he was playing Mercurus, who literally was a dictator and also a part of the Parliament of Rome, behind the kings. And he was trying to bring Rome back to the olden days. Had a full reset. But unfortunately it failed. But Denzel Washington in this film, he was one of my favourites. He was very good. He was funny sometimes. His acting is so powerful. Like, you see it in it. And I love it so much. It's incredible. But, like, there's nothing much really to talk about Denzel Washington because he's so good. He's done it for decades. He's done it for decades. And, like, At his age, he smashes it literally every single time he's on screen, and that's what I love. Then we go on to Pedro Pascal. Now you want to talk about a guy who's up and coming. Literally, this guy is doing bits for days. Literally, he was literally in The Last of Us season 1. Now we're going to Last of Us season 2, which I cannot wait for. It's going to be insane. He's going to be in the new Fantastic Four, which has already been wrapped up filming as well. I cannot wait for that either. But like, he was in The Wild Robot. He was amazing in this. This film, he was good. But I can feel sometimes in the scenes he was in, he wasn't great, but like, I think the character he was supposed to be portrayed in this, his acting ability does not seem to be up to that point of who he was supposed to be. Will we go as Lucius? No. I think this was the best one for him, but I love Pedro Pascal. He's such a great actor. He puts life into his films. He put life into this character as much as he could. I just don't think it was his best performance and probably the best for him. But yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Then we go on to the two pain of the backsides. Joseph Quinn and Fred Hutchler, who play both of the young emperors. Yeah. Every time they were on the screen, I wanted to punch them in the face. These characters were absolute annoyance, literally. I think, in honesty, these characters were so more annoying. Like, I would have just saying to myself, just give Lucius a bow now and just shoot them in there, and then the film would probably be done, to be honest. Joseph Quinn, he was good. I think, in honesty, he was the best one out of all of the emperors, because he's had experience like this. But like, altogether, he was good. He was not bad. But Fred Hustra, yeah, I did not like his character at all. His character was a burden on this film, to be honest. Why have two emperors? Only have one. Why do you think, in honesty, the first Gladiator film was so good? Because it was only around one emperor. If you put around two, and one of them was an absolute child, had a monkey on his shoulder for most of the time, Jesus Christ, what are you talking about? Literally, sometimes I think the script was a little bit off, to be honest. But like, I didn't really like him. He wasn't great, but we'll take his credit for that. Then we go on to Connie Nelson, who played Lucia, Lucius's mother. Yeah, in honesty, she was good. She was good. Let's be honest here and now. Did she smack this out the park? She did in some space of time. Who was she better? When was she better? In the first one or the second one? In honesty, she was better in the first one. Second one, I think of her playing like a different character to this. To me, I think this was a weak performance for her. She tries her damnedest, but she was much better in Gladiator 1 than in Gladiator 2. That's what I'm thinking of myself here. But like, in honesty, give her props. She was great in both films. But I can see why now they wanted to kill her off. I didn't want them to, but unfortunately, I think they had to, just because I think the script kind of said it all. But yeah. Apart from that, we had a few like cameos from like Matt Lucas, who played the Master of Samurais. He was actually quite decent. He was quite funny and decent here and there. But yeah, apart from all the people I've talked about, those were the main cast members, to be honest. But let's be honest here. Is there going to be a third? Don't make a third. Just don't. I think, in honesty, the way they finished this off, you can't make a third. If you make a third, you're ruining the franchise here and there. This film should have came out in like a few years after, in honesty. And that's what I'm thinking of it. And like, yeah, I want to like this film, but I think it's just okay. Is this going to win any awards? Maybe in costume, maybe in cinematography. But I can't think of anyone else, to be honest. I'm sorry, I can't really think of anyone else who could actually... Paul Mescal won't get a nomination in the Best Actor because that is literally still tight. Denzel Washington, he has been nominated for Best Supporting Actor because he was so good in it. But the rest of it, though, I can't see anyone else getting a nominee or anything. This should have been released ages ago. This should have been released a few years before Gladiator 1. And that's my opinion on that. But yeah, let's give it a rate. I'm going to give us a 5. Just because it was too late to release it. You should have released this well later. And that's what I think of that film. But yeah, guys. I'm going to leave the video here, guys. Leave a like. Subscribe. Switch the notification bell so you can check when the videos come up. And also you got another movie review coming up as well. Which will be episode 4. And let me tell you, this next video is probably going to break records in other places. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.